Today we're going to be talking about a set that has kind of went under the radar for a while, a set that everyone hated, similar to Commander Masters because of the price point, but now has actually risen in price, and it's one of the only sets in the past year that has actually been on the rise. Let's discuss Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate. Welcome back to the channel. Mattcaster, Mage here. If you do enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and joining in all the fun we have here. We do a lot of financial discussions. We also do a lot of box openings and random buys. So if you're interested in that stuff, please join the channel and let's discuss Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate, one of the most poorly received sets of all time. It was a set that put a lot of game stores out of business. It was a set that was sold mostly on its name, Commander Legends, than really what was in the product, and it got a lot of people upset. It was mispriced, for lack of a better word. But you know what? It has been going up in price, and it's one of the only sets from this bear market that we're in right now that has actually been on the rise. And I'm going to go over some of the data right now. First, I'm going to show you the sealed product, then I'm going to show you some singles and compare the sealed product prices to the singles and figure out why the boxes are going up the way they are. That being said, let's take a look. So this is the set box, probably one of the worst received products out of the market. It actually had some highs and lows. It's a very interesting chart, but overall it is in the upward direction. 1 year ago it was $78.30 and has risen all the way to $82.59, meaning that these boxes have actually went up by 5.47%. Wow. Next up is the draft booster boxes. Now, a year ago was $82.98. It's went all the way down to its lowest point at about $77.38, but is actually now stabilized at about $84.73, meaning that these boxes have actually went up by 2.10%. Though its all-time high was actually not too long ago, July 17th to July 23rd, and it was sitting at about $90.96. Next box here is the collector booster box for Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate. A year ago, it was sitting at $136.96. Its lowest point was $132.78, but is now sitting at a stable $145.94, meaning that this box has actually went up by 6.5%. This is actually the best performing sealed box out of all the Commander Legends products. But there's actually a product that's beaten it later on that I'm going to show you after the pre-release kit. The pre-release kit 1 year ago was sitting at $16. It's bottomed out at $13.73 right around Christmas time and has now went all the way up to $16.92, meaning that these boxes have actually went up by 5.7%. Now, the best performing sealed product from Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate is the bundle, because it's a good starting off point. People are just learning how to play Magic. Fat packs or bundles, I guess they're called now, were a great jumping off point. It's one of the first products that I've ever purchased, and you wonder why a bundle is going up in price. Well, because there's another IP attached to it. Maybe people who are interested in the game Battle for Baldur's Gate, Dungeons and Dragons, maybe people who've watched the films are actually interested in this. So that's something I'm going to talk about a little bit later in the video. But as you can see, the bundle, it started off a year ago at $36.66, bottomed out at $31.76, and has now risen all the way to $43, meaning that these have actually went up by 17.29% in a Magic the Gathering bear market, which I think is fascinating. Now, let's take a look at some of the single prices and discuss whether or not we actually think that the boxes are going up because of the singles being good, or is it actually because of scarcity or just branding over with another IP that is similar to Universes Beyond, actually getting people interested in the game outside of Magic the Gathering. People who play video games, I should say, watch the films. People are interested in other entertainment, not just like necessarily Magic the Gathering cards, and I think that is kind of a factor. But let's take a look at some of these prices here. Ancient Copper Dragon, this is the borderless copy. As you can see here, the price hasn't really done anything. It's actually been pretty stable, starting the year off at $73.45, and now it's $73.56. Basically no movement at all. But the foil market prices actually went down a little bit. It started off at $170.80, and then it's now sitting at $124.08. So this is the best card in the set, the most expensive card in the set. So this card clearly has no result when it comes to making the boxes more expensive. It's not really having much of an impact at all. Now, there's other versions of this card, like the Showcase version, another one that hasn't really went up, sitting at $52.58 a year ago, and now it's sitting at about $53.50, and the foil market prices actually went down, started off at $70.18, and is now sitting at $61.31. Now, the regular copy, similar, it's actually went down $58.85, and it's went all the way down to $53.20. The foil market price, same thing, $63.14, and it's went all the way down to $58.83. Now, if you look at some of the other cards in the set, like Ancient Silver Dragon, similar price movement here. There hasn't really been much growth at all. $34.28. Now it's $29.97. Foil market prices actually went down from $69.48 all the way to $51.71. Now you have Black Market Connection, another really good card in this set. And if you look at the price here, $35.04 a year ago, dropped to its lowest point in July to $20.04, and now sitting at $27.02. So it has actually been on the rise recently, but if you compare it to a year ago, it hasn't really went up much. Now, Karlach, this is one of the outliers. This card has been going up like crazy just more recently in the past week or so, and as you can see, this one has went up in price, but this is kind of like an odd card. I don't think that this card specifically has any ramifications for how expensive the boxes are now. You know, a year ago, $3.96, and now it's $23.43, and this is the etched foil. Now we have Battle Angels of Tyr, another card that has actually been going up recently. A year ago, it started off at $11.73 and is now sitting at $22.74, but similar price movement to Karlach. They both have been moving around the same time with the release of Wilds of Eldraine and Commander Masters. Now this is the borderless copy. This one actually has had a similar movement as well, $11.11 a year ago, and is now sitting at $21.24. Now let's look at another Ancient Dragon, Ancient Brass Dragon here. This is the borderless copy. It similar price movement to any of the other Ancient Dragons. It's crazy. There's not one outlier that's really been going up. They all have a very similar price movement where the foil market price goes down and the regular price pretty much just stays exactly the same, sitting at $25.18 a year ago, and now it's sitting at $19.93. The foil market price, $55.60. It's actually went all the way down to $35.56. So clearly these are not being sought out as collectibles, not as much as the boxes are. Ancient Silver Dragon, this one has really went down, $22.40 for its market price. It's went all the way down to $19.23. The foil market price, $25.19, and is now sitting at $20.23. Now I want to talk about cultural impact, because I do think there's other reasons why this product has been going up, and I don't think it's just scarcity. Yes, it's an older product, it's out of print, but it's not just scarcity that's driving this product up. I think there's other cultural and entertainment factors, like the Battle for Baldur's Gate. Like the new Baldur's Gate game came out, we also had a Dungeons & Dragons film, which I actually think could lead to some of the prices. I'm going to discuss that later on in another video where I'm going to show the prices for the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms set, and then we can discuss it a little more further in detail, I should say, because I do think it has a somewhat of an impact. And it's funny because people say that, well, you know, Magic the Gathering, the only way it can grow is by branching onto other IPs for Universes Beyond, and I don't think that's the case. I think there's other ways that they can get people interested in the game. Like, it's hard for me to convince a lot of my friends to sit down and play a game of Magic. You know, they might like board games, but they're just not really interested in playing at a card game like that, and that's fine. But what could actually get them interested in Magic the Gathering, at least from buying a product perspective, is a good movie. Like, hey, you want to go see the new Magic the Gathering movie? They might be interested in spending 2 hours out of their time to do that versus like learning a whole game that they could be really invested in. But ultimately, that could lead to them buying product. You know, you never know. Look at Mattel for a great example here. The Barbie movie, I'll move this over. The Barbie movie, Mattel, right? Mattel's prices, look at the stock, it's been going up like crazy during a recession. You know, Hasbro has also been going up, so you could say, well, it's just like the market in general is shifting, but I think a lot of this could have to do with the Barbie movie, and as you can see here, there's a insider article here. Barbie sales are booming as the blockbuster film barrels towards $1 billion at box office, and I did see the movie and it was really good. And not only that, I do have an eBay store, and we bought a lot of Barbies over the past few years at yard sales and thrift stores and stuff, and a lot of them didn't move, and then all of a sudden the Barbie movie comes out and they're selling like hotcakes. So I do believe there isn't a direct impact when it comes to culture and entertainment, when it comes to pushing the prices of things like Battle for Baldur's Gate bundles up. You know, it's getting new players into the game, you know, whether it's the video game or it's the movie. And I think Magic the Gathering could actually learn from that in the future, but unfortunately they're diluting their brand and kind of doing more Universes Beyond. So who knows what the future has in store right now. Obviously they're going down one path, whether it's good or bad, it's really up for you guys to discuss in the comment section below. And with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Use promo code Mattcaster for 5% off your order at Face to Face Games, Canada's largest Magic the Gathering store. Qualified orders get free shipping Canada-wide if you use our promo code Mattcaster at checkout. Whether you're buying singles or sealed product, use our code to support the show and get a discount.